In this problem, we're asked to sketch the graph of y equal to 2 secant of 2x minus pi over 2. In order to sketch this graph, we will look first at the reciprocal of secant, which is cosine. We will recognize in the secant function that when we take the secant function and multiply it by 2, all those y values would double. Therefore, we can look at the function 2 times the cosine of 2x minus pi over 2 and sketch its graph. As we do this, we would recognize the amplitude A is equal to 2. The period is given by 2 pi divided by 2, which is equal to pi units. And its phase shift is the opposite of C, or pi over 2 divided by 2, which is pi over 4. Our one cycle interval would range between 0 and 2 pi for the values of 2 times x minus pi over 2. If we add pi over 2 to both sides and then divide by 2, we would get the left side of the interval at pi over 4 and the right side of the interval at 5 pi over 4, giving us indeed an interval of 4 pi over 4, or pi units. We are now ready to sketch our axis. For our axis, we have one interval between pi over 4 and 5 pi over 4. Or pi units. Our next one would be pi units to the left from pi over 4 to negative 3 pi over 4. As we are doing this, we will sketch first on our one cycle interval. We know that the cosine takes on its maximum value since 2 is positive at the start and stop of those intervals. We know that halfway between our intervals, or at 3 pi over 4, it's taking its minimum value. Halfway between our second interval at negative pi over 4, it would do the same thing. Halfway between pi over 4 and 3 pi over 4, I would hit the average value, or my x-intercepts. This would occur every pi over 2 units. We are now ready to sketch the cycle of our cosine function. As we look at this, we can now convert and graph the reciprocal to secant of 2x minus pi over 2. We will first notice that anytime cosine of 2x minus pi over 2 takes on the value of 0, or an x-intercept, we will have a vertical asymptote. If we look at these are happening at pi over 2, 2 pi over 2, or pi, 0, negative pi over 2. So they're occurring starting at 0 and going every pi over 2 units. So we could write that as our asymptotes, or at n pi over 2 for any integer n. We are now ready to sketch the branches of our secant function using that reciprocal relationship.